What's going on, everybody? So this video you're about to watch is something that is kind of near and dear to my heart. And why that is I right here have an airline ticket. I don't know if the camera will pick this up or not. Now, the aircraft that's in the front of this ticket is it's a pretty well-known aircraft, especially in the late 20s, early 30s, known as a Ford Tri-Motor. Now, I came across this ticket. This is an original airline ticket from 1928. And I was digging through an aircraft junkyard at the time, south of Stapleton Airport. And I found this in a coffee can going through one of the warehouses. And I was like, this is amazing. And it's a Scotty's Airways. And you can tell how old this is because the phone number area code is 3 digits. So I've had this nearly 10, 11 years. It's been sitting on my frame here. Well, I had the opportunity to fly on a Ford Tri-Motor recently, and it was just as good as I envisioned a flight on a Tri-Motor would be. Now, brief history on the Ford Tri-Motor if you don't know anything about it or you're new to early aviation airliners. It was created, production by Henry Ford himself, and the aircraft started production in 1925 and it ended around 1933. A total of 199 Ford Tri-Motors were made, and right now, as of 2022, there are only 2 that are currently flying. They're powered by 300 horsepower engines at the time, radial engines, and roughly about 234 gallon fuel capacity. Its cruise speed was about 90 miles an hour with a max speed about 150 miles per hour. It would carry roughly around 10 passengers, give or take 8 to 11 in certain variants. And it truly was one of the very first airliners to come across America. Now, here's a funny fact about the Ford Tri-Motor. You'll see in a lot of photos, it's usually young people that are flying on the Ford Tri-Motor. You wouldn't see a lot of older people. Well, the reason was because aviation and airplanes in general were still somewhat skeptical amongst the citizens. They didn't believe the phenomenon of an aircraft that weighed nearly 8,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds fully loaded, could fly. And they thought it was very dangerous. So in a lot of early photos, you'll see younger people in a Ford Tri-Motors because they were eager to experience aviation. Now, early flight, an airline ticket, was $1.50. So put that in perspective of a typical airline flight today. It was $1.50 to fly on a Ford Tri-Motor. So I got a chance to fly on this, and I'll give you a first-hand perspective of what it's like from the passenger seat if you were to fly back nearly 95 years ago. That's crazy to think about. 95 years ago, this plane was flying. And it's, to me, art. You know, the fact that I have an original airline ticket to one of these beautiful aircraft, but just being up close and personal with the aircraft, and then let alone going up and experiencing flight in a plane that was flying passengers almost 100 years ago. It's just, it really hit me hard in the soul. So I'm really excited to share this video. And if there's one thing that I could look back at experiencing a flight on a Ford Tri-Motor is how loud it was. Now, radials inherently are loud, but I figured, you know, you could have a conversation with the guy to your right or the person to your left, depending on where you sat, but it was ridiculously loud. I mean, and it sounded so good. It was like an opera of radial cacophony, just surrounding my eardrums. There's no complaints to the noise that it emitted. Another fascinating part is I sat essentially right behind the pilot in the passenger seat to the left, and I had a really great window seat. Well, they all have window seats. There was no middle row seats. Every passenger had a window. But I sat right by the radial engine, and that was really fascinating to watch and experience. But then watching the controllability of the aircraft, you'd see heavy rudder inputs on initial takeoff, and you bring that tail up, but I don't even know what to call it. It's not a stick. It's not a yoke. It's a full-on wooden steering wheel. And I couldn't get over that. I thought that was the neatest thing in the world. He would literally be turning the aircraft with a wooden steering wheel. And it's a remarkable aircraft. So I'm really excited to share this video, and hit that subscribe button and that like button. And we got some more aircraft videos coming out. So thanks for watching. And if you come across an original Ford Tri-Motor airline ticket, hold on to it, because I don't think there's many of these left. Wow. Enjoy the video.
Watch your head.
Watch your head, especially when you're wearing a baseball cap. Yeah, out of sight.
Could you take some detritus away for it? Appreciate it. Thank you.
I got it.
Alrighty, watch your head. Get in there, grab a seat, don't start up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you. There's a bulkhead there that'll get you.
Jack, you don't need your help on that one, buddy, but thank you.
Watch your noggin, Daddy.
You're over here. Sit next to me.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't want to step on you there.
Not even close.
Absolutely. Keep a smart view.
Yeah, probably not.
Want to by the door, bud?
I am not. gate. Shot like the wall on the floor.